Well, hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? This is Wesley speaking. If you're in the chat, let me know if you can hear me. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Central Ohio Game Dev Group's last Saturday of the month event that we do every month. Let me go ahead and get my face up so you guys can see me. Well, maybe. Ha! Hold on. Oh, there we go. I think it just... Is it working? Sort of working. Huh. Let me see. This is how it always works, right? Like we kind of have things kind of work. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Let me go ahead and do something real quick. Let me just make sure I stop popping in and out. It is popping in. I'm popping in and out, aren't I? Let me see. Is it gonna stay? I've never seen that happen before in Discord. So if you guys aren't familiar, basically what we do is we have our COGG Meetup group. This is our Meetup group that we have once a month. This is just a great touch base for everybody. If you're kind of trying to figure out, like if you're new to our group, been to our group for a lot of times, this is the event we do on the last Saturday of each month as a way to give you news and updates, kind of like what happened before, what to look forward to in the future of our group, and just kind of catch up on things, right? Because there's a lot that kind of goes on throughout the month. We've had this ever since the inception of our group. So yeah, it's great to see everybody. If you're in the chat, let us know. Say hello if you're new. Hey, Nuclear Wombat. I see Quill Gaming. Got Turds, Views and Reviews. Yeah, hey, great to see everybody. Thanks for stopping by. This will be a pretty casual one. It'll probably be pretty quick. It's a lazy Saturday afternoon. We're kind of in the back to school season, right? So a lot of people are kind of getting outside. I probably will take my cats outside. They usually like to kind of stroll around in the sun. But yeah, so I'm excited to kind of go over kind of what's happened this month, what's coming up next month, and a little bit about our group. So a little bit about myself. So my name is Wesley Adams. If you're not familiar with me, I'm one of the admins for the COGG group or the Central Ohio Game Dev group on this August 24th, 2024. Our group is a collection of a multitude. Actually, let me go ahead and just switch on over. I can kind of give you guys a little bit of our huge slideshows, whatever you call them, our slideshows. So yeah, this is our group that we've had, for a while. This is kind of just our website photo that we've had. One of our game jams that we've done, usually at the beginning of the year, called Global Game Jam. It's a lot of fun. I'll talk about game jams today, so that'll be pretty exciting news. But yeah, we're a collection of game developers who want to help each other make games. So we collaborate in a lot of other groups like CCAD, Columbus State, OSU. We have sister sites in Cleveland and Cincinnati, always doing wonderful stuff. So our goal is to really just kind of connect you all to different opportunities and then kind of give you an update of different things that are kind of going around our different regions, right? We do sometimes talk about things externally. And by no means, if you are not a part of the Central Ohio area or even Ohio or whatever, please do join our group. We're a pretty, friendly group, I'd like to say. We definitely are trying to be, family friendly. So no matter what age group or background, like we want to invite everybody to kind of be a part of this gaming and game development experience, right? So whether you're in high school or if you're going, like you're retiring from a software job or something like that, and you're just interested in what games are going around, we're happy to have you, right? So I'll kind of go a little bit more how to get connected, but just to kind of do an update, because I know a lot of you guys are always looking, okay, what's kind of coming up? Oh, sorry, I forgot. I knew I missed something. I spend a lot of time kind of going through all this information, and I always forget something. But let's kind of go through these items one by one. These are the events kind of coming up technically at the end of this month, next week. That's kind of why we're pulling this back a a week is because we have an event coming up next week called Matsuricon. So I'm actually helping out with the GDEX Side Quest event. So if you're not familiar with GDEX, GDEX is our um, local game developer expo, gaming expo, arcade, retro games, tournaments, extravaganza event. So we do that every. It used to be we were paired up with Origins. This year we are going back to the fall, so that'll be at the end of October. And what we do intermittently is do these things called side quests. So side quests are a great opportunity if you haven't heard about them. They're a way for you to get a free table at different conventions happening around Central Ohio area, and it's a way for you to kind of get kind of a tasting of what it's like to present at a show. So if you want to get some pre-information about how your game's doing, um, and kind of what it means to kind of set up and tear down your booth at a show, this is a great way to do that. The only thing you pay for is obviously parking and cost of food and your time, right? And travel, of course. Like if you're from out of state, you're more than welcome to join these too. They're not specific to the Central Ohio area. We've got people coming out from like Michigan, Cincinnati, all those different great areas too. So that'll be next week, August 30th through the 1st. So that's Friday through Sunday. If you happen to be, uh, available that weekend, pop by. We have a really awesome room that we're gonna pack as big as we can to be able to showcase a lot of really good games that you guys are all working on. And what I'll actually do now is if you're interested in being a part of that, probably getting real close to like closing those applications because it obviously is next weekend. But what I will say is I will post the application form. So let me double check that that's the right one because I know we've gotten confused with a different one. Yeah, okay, that is right. Cool. So this is the Matsuricon application form. So if you're interested in joining that, that will close probably sometime, maybe on Monday, I would probably say. So if you're really on the fence about it, check it out today, tomorrow. I think after that we just have to close it because we got to know how many badges we need, how many tables we need to set up, and all that good stuff. So yeah, it'll be basically Thursday. We'll be set up. We'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to show, and then around 4 o'clock we'll close up and have a great time. So cool. So that's the Matsuricon show. Now this is kind of what I was scoffing at. Prototype and play. It's usually online on Discord, but because it's been 3 months since we've had our last in-person one, we're actually going to have that in September. So ignore this online one. This is actually going to be in person. And if you're not familiar, we normally do this at Game Arena. So let me go ahead and, if you're not familiar with Game Arena, it's our local esports facility. They've graciously been helping us do a couple in-person events. And they have a restaurant and bar. We actually get a bunch of food there. More like snacks, I would say. If you really want a lot of food, there's actually, you can get, if you want a big salad bowl or something like that, they have a bunch of stuff there. And we usually set up on a Friday night, so it will actually be Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. Bad luck. I don't know. This happened to land on a Friday the 13th. I mean, we do these every second Friday of the month, so they're always going to eventually be a Friday the 13th at some point in the year. But it's been great. We actually have a catwalk that we go up to, and the idea of prototype and play is to showcase your game, right? It can be a work in progress, it can be finished, it can be just showing some concept art or showing some mechanic that you're doing. We had people showcase VR stuff, card games, mobile games, laptops, I mean everything in between. Um, you know, so if you have a specific request and you're not really sure if it would work, just let me know. You can always email us at info@thecog.com, and that goes to me, and I can answer any questions you have. That's probably the easiest way to ask that. You don't need to sign up. Just arrive with what you need, and that'll be Friday the 13th, September, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now I will say that this facility is open till I think 2 a.m. Yeah, they're open pretty late. So if you want to stay longer, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, they're open till 2 a.m. So, but just remember that the kitchen closes at 10. So if you want to grab any, or yeah, 12 a.m. If you want to grab anything, you gotta get it before my bedtime. So I actually go to bed earlier than that usually, but yeah, so that should be fun. We got to confirm that, but you normally they're pretty easy as long as we let them know ahead of time. So, but that's our goal this month is to go to Game Arena. So, if you're looking to showcase in person and meet us in person, definitely hang out with us and check that out. All right. So, next up is our Let's Play series. The game is always to be determined because we always kind of try to figure that out with you guys. So that's usually run by our friend and family and admin extraordinaire, Caleb. He's actually doing another one tomorrow. We actually were supposed to do one last week, but because of scheduling conflicts, we pushed it to this week instead. So be on the lookout for a Let's Play tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. That's still tentative. We're trying to figure things out. There's been I'll just say because of going back to school and everything, there's been a lot of scheduling things that we're trying to figure out. So we're trying to get these ahead of scheduling as fast as we can. I did make a post on our Facebook page or Twitter and Discord about these changes, but just since you're here now, just know that if you're not doing anything tomorrow around 2, join us on our YouTube channel. If you're already here, you're already right in the right spot, and we'll try to showcase a game. I forget what I think we're trying to do. I think we're trying to do. Actually, I might be able to find that. I think there was talks about doing Dome Keeper. So if you're familiar with Dome Keeper, that might be something we're gonna try. But it just depends. I know Caleb's kind of running the show, so he'll let us know when we can do that. But they're a lot of fun. Basically, it's we do a deep dive into a game and talk about its mechanics, what's working well, what could be improved, all that good stuff. So it's a lot of fun to kind of watch and play. Now, if you want to be a part of this Let's Play online series, anybody's welcome to join. I like to be a part of them when I can because it's a great way to kind of give feedback with Caleb as we're talking. If it's definitely a multiplayer game, then it's kind of fun to get other people on there playing with us. So if you are interested in tomorrow joining us, just let me know. Or if you, want to be in a future one, just let me know and we can kind of coordinate that. And then of course the last one is the GameDev Meetup. So we always do this the last Saturday of the month. So this is actually good because I was wondering if I had to move this too, but this actually is the accurate normal cadence of the last Saturday of the month. So this will be September 28th, and it will be online just because we've got a lot going up in September, which I'll talk about here in a sec. Here's all our social media page, so if you're not familiar with us, definitely check us out at thecog.com. Let me see. Because that's where you find all our information. So if you ever are curious about all our social media, you can find all our events up here just by clicking that top banner. It'll take you to our Meetup page. And as you scroll down, you see all of our events. They are currently up to date. I even did update the prototype and play, and I just didn't update my slides. There's our Meetup. There's a Facebook I was talking about. That's a great way to kind of keep in the mind of things that are kind of coming up in news and everything. And then there's our Twitter page, our YouTube, and our Discord. Discord is actually really great. This red button up here, because if you want to talk to us in person, there's always great conversations happening in our Discord channel. Which maybe I'll do a breakdown of that here in just a sec. But yeah, so you can find our events, news, resources, COGG games. So definitely check this out. It's a lot of really great resources and up-to-date news. So cool. All right. Yep, just kind of reiterating a lot what I've already talked about before. So we're about 2,200 members on Meetup. We have about 800 plus members on Discord, and that's growing. That's actually been growing quite a bit ever since we've been doing online stuff in COVID. So events coming up is a mixture of in-person and online events, especially in September. That's definitely accurate. And yeah. So today it's just kind of a mixture of news, local events, COGG games, and presenters. And so we'll do some shout outs to some games that kind of got up and going too that I found on our Discord channel. So I always try to do that. I'll show you what that means as I'll kind of go through our Discord channel if you're interested to kind of see how to get involved. Um, and then at the end, if anybody's interested, no obligations to, but we usually like to try to jump into the Discord channel. This is actually our general voice channel, and this is a great way to kind of talk to us if you just want to kind of chat a bit, or if you're new, get to know us. Um, and I always usually like to do an icebreaker, which is like, what back to school activities do you look forward to, right? But we could talk about anything. I've caught up with people. I've just, if someone has a question about how to get in the game industry, or if you have a question about something kind of going on next month, or if you just want to chat, like it's a Saturday, if you just want to chill and grab a lunch or whatever and just kind of hang out for a sec, you're more than welcome to. So that's kind of our structure. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is, so we talked about that. We talked about that. Oh, yeah. So now I'm going to kind of get into some of the events coming up in a little bit more detail. One thing coming up is, if you're not familiar, we actually have a VR group in Columbus that's actually really great. It's run by Chris, who's part of our COG group, and it's a collection of folks that do different types of interactive showcasings and kind of catch-ups about what's going on in the VR space. So that is actually going to be next Wednesday. If you're interested, it's going to be at the Easton Oval Suite, and it's actually sponsored by who was it? Improving. So they're a great space just to kind of hang out and get to chat with folks. So if you got nothing going on next Wednesday, I sent the link in the chat channel. That'll be from 6:30 to 8:30, and it looks like we're just going to show off some projects. So if you just kind of want to talk to some folks, a lot of these folks do tend to make games or are part of a gaming community. So definitely check them out. It's a lot of fun. They're really great people, and a lot of you are already actually going to be there. So I like to do a shout out for that. So that's fun coming up. This is GDEX, so as I was mentioning before, this is coming up. The main event, October 24th through 27th. There's a lot to get involved here. We're still going through applications. It has been slow going because we're trying to create a lot of these experiences in the background. It's a lot of work running the show. I will just say that. But if you are looking for feedback, say if you're a speaker, we are trying to get through those as quickly as possible. And then if you're an exhibitor, we're trying to get through those as well. We're starting to get a pretty awesome foundation for a lot of our shows. We've got like a really cool concert happening on Saturday that's going to be new for this show. So I'm not going to reveal that yet. We've got quite a few special guests. So if you want to see more of them, there's at least initially, some of the speakers are already slated. There's a lot more coming in, so definitely check them out. We obviously have, like, if you're familiar with what we've done in the past, we have that Thursday starting the 24th is actually our Dev Day, which are kind of like larger talks that are kind of longer or just more crunchy. So if you want to get a deep dive of professionals showcasing topics in game development, that's a great day to go. It's a separate ticket. And then Friday, Saturday, Sundays will also have speakers, but there's a wide range of those. There can also be panelists, which is a group of speakers talking about a certain topic or doing things like portfolio reviews or what have you. So lots of stuff coming through there. Big to what we're doing this year, again, is bringing back Underworld, which is our tournament. If you are at all interested in really just competing in games with Game Arena. It's actually sponsored by Game Arena. See how everything's connected. There, you can sign up through start.gg. We are accepting applications at this point, so if that's something you're interested in, definitely check that out. It is a prize pool, so like there are like quite a few prizes to be had. There's Smash, both Ultimate and Melee. There's Mario Kart 8, College Football, Street Fighter 6, and new to this year is Trackmania. One of our COG admins, Tom, is actually helping to coordinate this through kind of an international World Cup. We're doing a Friday watch party with the tournament going on in Europe, and then we'll be having our own tournament on Saturday. So we're going to have like our own national tournament that is going to be one of a kind for this year, and it should be a lot of fun. We've got our own graphics that we're creating in game to kind of create a really cool experience, to make a really cool map and a really cool car. So looking forward to that this year. You find all the details there. Um, and yeah, there are hotel options. So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to look at our hotel blocks, they're at the very bottom of the page, and you can find more there. We're trying to simplify the page a bit. We had a lot of like things to click on, but again, if you do want to apply, there's always our traditional exhibitors, our speakers and experiences, and then volunteers. We still need all of them. So if you're interested in any of those, I will say that exhibitors are for the ice space, which is kind of more for indie devs. It's a little bit cheaper. Those are running real close to being full. Artist Alley is full at this point. We are listing those, and I will tell you that the ice booths are not that far away from being the same. And I'll also say that if you haven't had a confirmation, uh, about your booth and you applied earlier this year, please let me know. I'm happy to kind of complete those if you're still looking to do that. We still have quite a few of you who applied but haven't finalized invoices or whatnot. We're looking to kind of skinny those up so that we can make sure that when people like pick a space, they have the appropriate space to pick from. But yeah, so lots of exciting stuff there. Getting really big. This is actually going to be our biggest year for exhibitors and speakers and everything because we've got a bigger space. So it's a lot of exciting things there. But yeah, enough about GDEX. I know there's one more thing. This. One last thing about GDEX. I lied. Haha. So I haven't updated this page, but I wanted everybody to kind of hear it firsthand because a lot of you have been asking, okay, what's happening with the GDEX Game Jam? So last year we had 2 game jams, one in the summer, which was part of our traditional GDEX game jam, and then we had one in the winter. So I have not updated this page since our winter game jam, but I will tell you that currently right now we have slated this date for the game jam. So we're going to be October 4th through the 13th. We're actually pulling it back a week, just so that there's plenty of time to do the judging and everything. Because the cool thing is like it's about a week and a half of game jamming. So if you're familiar with what we've done in the past, or not, familiar with game jams in general, they're a period of time to make games with or without game development experience with a group of people or even solo, and show us what you can make. As long as you upload a game by the end of the Sunday 13th end of the day, you're good to go. And then we go through all those. We actually have game developer professionals that will actually be judging those. Your peers will all be judging those. It's not a competition per se, but it's just a fun way to kind of like give people publication to say, oh, cool, I was nominated the best in show, because we're going to have an awards ceremony. We always have an awards ceremony on Saturday for the GDEX show, and we like to do a best in show for the game jam. So that's always been a lot of fun. We get international folks all the time, like from Paris to Germany, Austria. I mean, we've had quite a few different varieties of game jams. So we host it up on itch.io, and then we do all the communications and running of the event on Discord, on the GDEX Discord channel. So that's a lot of fun. We always have a great time doing these. And so yeah, so put in your calendar Friday the 4th of October through Sunday the 13th, because that will be the game jam. Now again, you don't have to do this entire time. It's just to be flexible. So that should be plenty of time. I mean, you can't make a full-fledged game. Sorry guys, my headset turns off and I don't know why. I am talking into it, but anyways. But yeah, you can't make a full-fledged game, but you can make a decent prototype, a decent start of a game, and maybe you can carry that into a game that you want to complete with yourself, or others that you're working with the game on. So anyways, wanted to update that because a lot of you were asking about that. Um, yeah, again, that's it for GDEX. Next up, I wanted to talk about, if you guys aren't familiar, there's the sandbox space that my partner at Multivarious and GDEX, Chris, has been running a lot with. This is kind of our professional gaming development community, so it's like a great way to kind of get involved with some news happening around the game development space. And the reason why I kind of show this is that we're always kind of working for ways to kind of that next level, right? So if you're looking to get mark your year and your opportunity as can I do game development as a career or as a business, this is a great resource to look into. We have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, but the main thing right now that we've been doing quite a few that Chris has been hosting is on the GDEX channel. He's been doing these things called the sandbox shows. So once a week, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will see Chris doing a talk with someone. So this week was actually a really great one. We had, let's see if we can bring it up. Maybe. We had John Bowditch, excuse me. He's a director of Grid Labs, and he's over there with Miami University, if I remember right. I could be wrong with that. But anyways, this was a great podcast to see, so definitely check that out. We have a collection of different things. And then if you're into game development and you want to be a part of this show, let me know. I can connect you with Chris. We can do a little talk. They're a lot of fun. They're just kind of a fireside chat, just kind of a casual talk. So cool. So that is Sandbox show that happens on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Then, like I mentioned before, Matsuricon is coming up. So definitely check them out. And if you want to see our event, which I kind of have to update with them, but you can see the events. You can pre-register if you need tickets or whatnot. It's a really great show. I do really enjoy. I'm not just saying that because we're partnering with them, but I really do enjoy Matsuricon. It's a relatively easy convention to get into. There's quite a few people, lots of really great things to do. So definitely check them out. That's next week, August 30th through the 1st, and then we're gonna have our own room for the GDEX Side Quest. So if you want to learn more about that, you can actually go to what is it? If you go to events and then find our full schedule here. So they actually use what we're using now, which is Eventney, and you can see all the schedules. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you want to find our group, you just go down to filters, track, and then you find indie devs. And I think there should be an application for this too somewhere to download. But yeah, so indie devs, yeah, we're gonna be there. It says 10 to 1 a.m. It's not gonna be 1 a.m. I think we're gonna be there till 6 on Friday. But yeah, we'll have a full day Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be a partial, and we'll have a good time. So that's Matsuricon. And again, I already posted the Eventney sign-up sheet, so definitely if you're interested, sign up today or tomorrow. And then if you are part of this, and I've gotten back with you about confirmation, this exhibitor info doc is up to date. So if you have any questions, there's lots of really good information there. So definitely check that out. I've sent that through you to email, so please let us know if you have any questions. And then, yeah, next coming up is our other side quest. So this one's a little bit smaller. This one's going to be like 1 or 2 developers. It's going to be a 1 booth. But if you're interested in being in our Cleveland Gaming Classics side quest, that's going to be September 20th through the 22nd. And that is going to be at Cleveland, at the IX Center. And so I'm going to be helping Chris with that one. We'll be driving up on Thursday, setting up our booth and having a good time there. And then, yeah, so that's a great one to go to if you just want to kind of show off your game as well. It's, again, a free booth. So if you're interested in that, I sent the link into the chat channel. Yeah, but if you're not familiar with the Cleveland Gaming Classic, it's a great like kind of retro game collection of different items and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It's a really big expo hall. Lots of really cool things to do there as well. So definitely check them out. And I think, unless you all had something else that I had missed, I think that's all the events I can think of. I know that's quite a few. It's just a lot going on, which is kind of a good thing, right? There's always something going on around our area. But definitely check these ones out because these are kind of really neat. And the funny thing is, you've got Matsuricon next week, you've got Cleveland Gaming Classic at the end of next September, and then the week after is GDEX, man. It's like this whole year is going super quick. I can't believe it. So lots of cool things, and then of course there's Torgs the weekend after that. There's always something going on. There's a lot of fun to be had. So if you are in Columbus, man, you got a lot of cool things coming up in gaming. So cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and now get started. I'm going to go and showcase some updates, and then if you guys have any questions or comments in the chat, just let me know. I can answer them. I've kind of got those up ready for us to kind of look at if you have anything, but I'm going to go over some of the new updates that we've been talking about. So first off, we kind of showcase a little bit of our Discord channel. Let me see. All right, cool. So if you want to be part of our Discord, I'm going to drop our main link that we've always had forever down here. All right. And what you'll do is you'll start off in the welcome here. Looks like someone showed up. Hello. Good to meet you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm out right here in this channel. We'll kind of see a lot of different information. But if you're not familiar with Discord, main thing is the top part is the main things to kind of read. I would go through this README rules section. I say rules only because we just have a code of conduct. If you want to see any of our admins, they're right up here at the top. So Caleb, Wesley is me, Tony, and Tom. Yeah, anything on our website that has a listing of all our reoccurring events and their links. And then any other questions that you might have. And then whenever we do announcements, this is a great one to subscribe to. They show up here. And then usually when I do a video like this, it shows up in the events info page as a YouTube channel. We've got an app that's kind of helping us with that. And then, yeah, feel free when you drop in to introduce yourself. This is a great way for us to get to know you. So feel free to talk about who you are. And then I would just immediately go down to this community section because there's a really cool like assign your role. And all you have to do if you want to let us know if you're a technical designer or creative. So technical is like a programmer or coder, technical artist. Designers like someone who writes maybe, or they create the mechanics of a game. And then a creative is anybody like doing the music or art, what have you. Just click on these emotes and you'll be assigned that role. Again, I'm trying to find more time to get in some other roles like do you play Xbox or do you develop for mobile or whatever, things like that. If you have ideas like that, what I would suggest to do is go to the Dev Help channel. We just started doing something yesterday. We're still working through some ideas, but there's this Ask the Mods forum that I made, excuse me. And it's a great way to kind of just ask some questions, right? If you have something you want us to add on, or if you have questions for the mods of the server, feel free to note that there. And then what's also cool about this Dev Help channel is anybody in here can make a new post. So if you wanted to make a new post, you can say, I want to talk about dogs in games, right? What is the best dog to make in games? Whatever you want to do within reason, right? Like I don't want, as long as it's family friendly and you think someone would, think it would be fun to kind of talk about it, you could put it here, right? That's kind of what this was. Is there are so many different questions and topics that people were trying to figure out ways to add them someplace. So this is a great like resource for you all to kind of create as you need to. So if you have a specific question, that's a great place to post, especially if it kind of gets very specific. But you can always talk in the general channel. We tend to talk in here quite a bit. If you got something random, there's a random channel. Uh, and then this share your games is what I'm going to go over a bit today. So if you're posting stuff, it kind of shows you the last 30 days. So I try to grab an update of this month to month during the GameDev Meetup and kind of just showcase what you all are working on. Um, but yeah, feel free to go there. Or there's also, if you're interested, there's also the COGG website. If you go to the COGG Games tab, you can also submit your games up here too. So this we actually use to showcase at expos and whatnot, just because Discord's a little bit harder to show and it requires internet. So this requires less internet, still requires some internet, but it's much easier to read. And then what I do is, I click up here, I open a Google forum and then go through those once a week, give or take, and just kind of add them, as they get updated. And then if you said, hey, I'm so and so, I want to update the text here, I have a new image or a new link, that's kind of what the forum captures, and I make a card off of that. Just let me know, and I can always update those at any time. You can just email me at info@thecog.com. Pretty easy. Cool. So that's our share your games. There's a resources channel, so if you have a topic that you think someone might find useful, this is a great place to go. There's quite a bit of information here that's kind of fun to kind of look through. When Caleb does his Let's Play, he usually does a lot of information in here. Like I think back in July, he did Dredge, which was a really cool game. Business Talk was actually a channel you guys suggested. So if you want to talk about how to start up a business, or if you have questions about LLCs or what have you, this is a great place to go. Arts channel, there's work in progress. I love this crab, by the way. I can't wait to see this in action. And you guys are always making some cool stuff. Tony, one of our admins, makes cool stuff from time to time. I mean, he makes cool stuff all the time. I'm just saying he posts time to time. I didn't mean to say he only has some cool stuff sometimes. But yeah, he's got cool stuff. And then I love seeing Isabel. You're always making some amazing work and videos, speed painting. So there's always really cool stuff up here. So definitely check that out. Sounds the same way. So if you got updates, feel free to post them here. And then we're thinking about maybe making a programmer's channel. A lot of what we've been doing in the past is using the dev help, or what we call these making games channel as that. But we got some feedback. We're still in the midst of going through that. So I know one of you guys just kind of was talking to us yesterday. We're still pending those. We don't want to make a lot of channels because we want it to be really easy for someone to go through here and not be overwhelmed, because Discord can tend to be very overwhelming sometimes. So we're trying to keep it minimal but effective. So we might make a programmer channel in here. It kind of makes sense, but we're still working on that. If you got work in progress, probably should just call this work in progress, but the Screenshot Saturdays is a great way to showcase stuff. I'll show some stuff off here today. You guys nominated, and we got the hardware channel, so if you have stuff that you're working on that's kind of cool, like a controller, or Liam Arvex is always doing some cool retro game console stuff. Job and collaboration is a great thing too. Right now, we actually are looking for people here quite a bit, in some instance. If you're interested in teaching a game development teaching role at CCAD, they opened up an application. I think they're trying to fill this as soon as possible. They're opening up a new space called Digital Play Spaces. So if you have any game development experience, definitely check that out. And then we have Solved, who's looking to have fairly soon a mentorship program that he's looking to do, I think about 45 hours. So if you're interested in supporting him, he's really looking for someone to help. There's a PDF of all the details there. And then who else? Oh, Quill Gaming is looking for an internship for the summer for next year. And we pinged a couple of you guys, but if you're interested in supporting a game development internship, they're looking for stuff too. So that's kind of the most recent stuff. Shameless plugs. So if you have anything at all, I mean, within family safe reasons, right? And I would argue, try to make it game development if you can. But it's a shameless plugs. I mean, just try to make it to where it's interesting for someone to look at. But you can usually add stuff there. It's no problem. External events, so we'll have stuff here. Say if we were talking about GDEX, if you got like an expo or something like that, this is a great place to ask those or post stuff. And there's also a reciprocal external event voice channel. So if you're on site and you need to talk to folks, you can always pop in here and say, hey, we could chat in here and just do a voice call on your phone or what have you. Game Jam shares is a great place to see people updating stuff or sharing a game jam coming up. So I got to put the GDEX one in there soon. Game time is just a fun way to play some games. Of course, I still want to do this, essentially setting aside a time for us to all play games. And of course, if you have pets, show us. We'd love to see your pets. That's really the basics. There's some voice channels down here. Prototype and Play is actually where we do our online ones, which we create these channels for folks. So we keep these up for about a month. When we do these online ones. So then the next one we clear them out, or at least archive them. I have disabled ones that you guys can't see, and bring them back if you guys come back. Otherwise, we just kind of make these month to month. And then usually what we do is we start in the Prototype and Play lobby room, the text and voice channel, and then we basically go to room, and you guys showcase online. It's actually been really popular. I've been very pleasantly surprised like how much you guys really love doing these online ones, because there's honestly sometimes more games than we could showcase in the night, which is a great problem to have. So we're trying to make them about 20-ish minutes now, which is really cool. You guys are making some amazing stuff. I'm really excited to see all the updates you guys are doing. So continue to do that. And that won't be this month because we're going to be at Game Arena in person. But next month in October, pending GDEX stuff and whatnot, we're going to try to do another one on the second Friday of the month, every second Friday of the month. Cool. So that's our Discord channel. And that's kind of where I found this one. So that's kind of what I was talking about before. If you're looking at our Discord channel, you'll see that there's the share your games. That's where I found actually our mod admin, Caleb Enos, working on a game. And I want to talk a little bit about this because he showed it during the Let's Plays, which was really fun to see. And he's basically working with a group that is working to bring back this game called Magic Site. And so if you're not familiar with it, Magic Site is kind of like Explorer Craft or survival multiplayer RPG. It was made in 2014, so it's relatively old, but essentially the developer had made an update to the game and it kind of just broke everything, and unfortunately it just kind of stopped because it was too much work to really get it up and going. But what we're trying to what Caleb's part of is this side community trying to bring it back. They're trying to fix it, trying to reinvigorate this game, and he's been having a lot of fun working in that. And it sounds like they're going to make kind of like this patch mod that will go over it and hopefully fix everything. So he showed a little bit about that, so definitely check that out if you're interested. If you want to be a part of that, let us know. Caleb might be interested in talking to you. I'm modeling the crab right now. Great. Good tether. I can't wait to see that horrifyingly amazing crab. Thanks for sharing that. That was a lot of fun. Cool. So that's Magic Site. Next one coming up is our good friends at Lucky Roll, who did the isometric room creation game, is now making a new one called Witch's Whisk. So if you want to learn more about Witch's Whisk, it's a brand new one that they just had a Steam sale on. And again, if you want to wishlist this and support our communities, it helps us quite a lot. So please do if you find it interesting. But yeah, it looks really cute. It's managing a magical bakery with your Witch's Whisk, which doubles as a wand. So you get to bake pastries, cakes, cookies, and more by casting spells and enchantments to complete orders for your hungry customers. So I can't wait for this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looks really cute. And they'll let us know as soon as that gets out. Because again, that's another thing that they've just posted in our Discord channel, kind of like a home base, so to speak. So if you want to learn more, just kind of keep an eye on that as they start developing more. Next up, we had it's a little bit of old news, but our folks at Afroduck Studio has been really working super hard to release an alpha for the public to test. I don't know if they're still looking for testers, but definitely join their Discord channel. I'll post this in there. And see if they are still looking for testers. I know I was slated to do it. I just haven't had a chance to, unfortunately. And I'm sorry. It's been super busy on my end. But if you are looking to play a Alpha 2.0 version of their game, so Zakumba Australia, excuse me, then definitely check them out. They've actually been in some of our shows before in the past. Really great group of developers. Super awesome looking game. Definitely see if see if you can find them. If I remember right, I think they're on Steam. Could be wrong. I think they are, but I have to double check. But definitely, if you see them, wishlist them too, and they should be pretty good. So, all right. Next up is I can't really show a lot of this. It's more about just kind of watching the video. But our folks, developer friend at working on the cult game. So if you guys remember, Chef Jeff, he did a showing of the game during a prototype and play this past event this month, and he's did a deep dive on how to do procedurally generated command line code. So he kind of like does a little, to my understanding, a little bit of the breakdown of what procedurally generated history is in the game, and kind of like his devlog on that. So he explains how he researched and designed the procedural history generation system for his indie game cult game. He researched Dwarf Fortress, Betrayal at the House on a Hill, and Caves of Quid to inspire his own method of procedurally generating history that is reliant on the use of roulette wheel selection algorithm. So yeah, it's a 22-minute video, so it's not super long, but definitely really interesting, fascinating breakdown. And I know we are giving him a lot of feedback on, like, maybe we could talk about how the map is generated, and showcase some of those. So essentially, it's kind of like he was saying, a bit of Dwarf Fortress, but on the command line, and it's a great way to see a little bit in the back scenes of how he's created that. It's really unique. If you haven't checked it out, definitely take a look at his posting. And at some point, he will have a game that he'll share at some point. But right now is just kind of keeping an eye on this channel as he does updates. It's really cool. It's really fascinating. So I hope to get you again in another prototype and play. Cool. Next up, and I'll probably show this one, but Davidi Development has done a new update as of the 24th, which is today. So I kind of want to do a screenshot Saturday of this and do an update. He's working on a VR game with his brother. We actually talked about it a little bit, and it's looking really cool. I can't wait to see it completed. So let me go ahead and play this one because it's pretty quick. Just make sure you all can hear. Oh, hold on. No audio. Okay. My Discord man it's been killing me. It's killing me. I'm like, this is a setting it's once. It's like, you want to go back the way it was. No. There you go. Now you should be able to hear it. So, it's all VR. It's got a really unique UI system. To my understanding, if I recall, I'll kind of turn it down a bit. Alright. To my understanding, this is how you save your game. Is you write the name, see, the name of the game save you want. Which is really kind of cool for a VR opportunity.
The bunker he was hidden in.
After a lot of Googling and reading forum posts, I got the decals working on both PC and Quest 2. It's like all done in, looks like Unity. Even though you can't climb back out, I wanted to make a ladder you could actually interact with. Future puzzles will actually use this functionality. The glass cover on the fluorescent light can only be seen at certain angles, much like the glass panels in the test room. This is looking really cool. Kind of reminds me of Mario 64 in a way. You need to make a pedestal for picking up weapons later. That's great. Yeah, you can't pick up the banana. That's great. It's a banana gun. I love it. It's goofy just in the right way. So when you drop a weapon, it goes into inventory. Oh, I like the mechanic of the ladder highlight and grab. Yeah, great update. Awesome job, man. This is looking really good. So yeah, if you are interested in seeing more stuff like this, Davidi is always posting stuff in the Screenshot Saturdays section. So definitely check that out. There's some really good stuff in there. Cool. And yeah, actually, honestly, I think, let me double check. I think that's about what we've got for today. Kind of looking into our channel. There's a couple things. There is one cool notice I want to do a shout out. I just found out that Mole Maiden, congratulations, AJ. You just got accepted as part of the Level Up Accelerator program at Shiny State. So that's great. There's a new accelerator program kind of happening. So um, definitely let me know if you want more information on that. I know that they're kind of constantly like evolving that, so I don't have the link on hand per se, but uh, it's really cool. They're basically trying to create a funding program, not just for games, but like for businesses to kind of start up and creating a funding opportunity. So I mean, if you're familiar with an accelerated program, it's to kind of build portion of the of an industry of some sort and help us to see in fruition. So I know Chris is a big part of that. He's actually going to be doing a lot more work with that where he can to kind of help them out. And so it's a lot of cool stuff. You guys are all always working really hard to make these amazing games, and so I'm really excited to see you getting nominated, getting published, all that good stuff, and just showing that there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. But yeah, definitely check this out. There's tons of games in here, and even for the last month, we have quite a few updates, as you can tell. So definitely give that a shot. And yeah, I think that's kind of where we'll get to today. Get back to let's see if you guys can still hear me. Cool. All right. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I told you it was going to be a bit short, so this is kind of just under an hour. But yeah, I want to appreciate everybody for coming out to our GameDev meetup. I'm going to go ahead and pop into the Discord channel. So if you are interested in joining us, I'll put that in the chat. And I'm happy to talk. I mean, again, no obligation to stop by, but it's kind of a neat way if you really you saw me here and you want to talk and kind of catch up. Especially if you're new, I want to get to meet you, get to talk to you guys. Let us know. I'll be popping in here right after the show. But yeah, great job, everybody. I know that August can kind of towards the end of the summer can kind of be a bit of a lull as the weather is still pretty nice, and then there's school and stuff. But you guys are always updating stuff that is really cool. So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for today. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. And if nothing else, the next event is going to be the Let's Play tomorrow. That's kind of what we're going for. At 2 p.m., Calebino is going to be right back here in our YouTube channel. And then the one after that is going to be the Prototype and Play at Game Arena on Friday the 13th of September. So excited to see you all there. And if nothing else, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and take care.